Hi guys, welcome back to A's Workshop. So, more clips of the carburettor. I did mention in the weekend's video that I had lots of clips, so we're going to give you the rest of it now, or where I'm up to. Enjoy. So, just spotted it with a centre drill. Just went back to my datums. That gave me centre line and X. There's a 2.5mm, and I eyeballed the middle of that flat for just for where that hole's going to go. As I say, there's no dimension, it's all in my mind and what I'm doing here. Working it out as I go along. So M3 tap, now we've seen the video before, I'll put it in the chuck and just tap through that while we're here. So just taking the chuck back out again, that's where I spotted it when it was in the throttle body. Carburettor I should call it. I've just placed it in the vise, just loosely, just nipped, and roughly levelled up the back here, the flat that I machined. And I've just picked up a location in Y, using the 5mm cutter, just a location in Y, so I've got a datum, and I've locked my Y axis. So I'm going to take it out now, I'm going to sit it on that flat on a parallel, and machine on the other side in this position in Y from that top face, a flat on this side. Then I'll rotate it over down to a thickness. I think it will probably be, I want to leave maybe 1.5mm. So this being 6 in total, it's going to be 0.75 off 3, so 2.25 will be the depth of the cut I do. On one side, which will be the other side first, then flip it over, sit it on that flat on a parallel, and do the same on the other side. So it's going to be I'm going to have to be quite careful with this, but I'm going for 1.5 left, 4.5 to come off, 2.25 aside. So as you can see, I've got the head orientated on a parallel there. That's 2.190. I'm not hitting the vise because I've got that circular part at the bottom, just staying circular. That is 2.25 deep. Okay, so I need to flip it over now, and I'll locate it on this parallel, or this parallel will be located in that groove that I've just done to square it up, and then I'll carry on doing what I've just done on the other side, 2.25 deep. Let's have that cutter out of the way, and I'll bring it out from under and reset it up on the other side. So I've set it up the other way around with the flat we just machined on the parallel. When it was set and clamped, I'm not over clamping this because it's only going to be a very thin web that we're clamping on. I brought the cutter down when it was stopped and just touched on the parallel, and I know my finish depth, I set a 0, finish depth is going to be 1.5mm up from there. So I'm just working my way back and forth. I'm being gentle with this. Take it 0.1 at a time. We haven't got much to go, so. Where are we? We're at 2.7 thickness on there at the moment. One mil to go. I'm going to look at this when it's done. I may go deeper. We'll see. I may drop it down to like 1mm instead of 1.5. I'll have to see. See what it looks like. See how thin or fragile it looks. Or whether it looks too thick. I don't want it weak and flimsy, but it's only a small part. 1.5 on reflection may be a bit thick. Maybe 1mm will be better. Right, 0.1 to go. And that's it. I don't know if I'll take it out and have a look at it where it is, maybe. You know what? I'm going to go for 1mm thick. So I want to go another 0.25. That's 0.25. So I'll flip it round now, do the same trick, come down, touch the parallel, and my finish point will be 1mm off the parallel. So yeah, making it up as I go along, usual story. Okay, so I mean the nip I've got on this vise is, you know, literally that I put on it. So that's 1.25 thick, and I've just done that side. Right, flip it over. Right, let's try and locate on that parallel neatly without cocking up, yeah. This is the hard bit, getting it to sit. I could sit it on the back, I suppose, but better to... Come on. Here you go. Is that right? That's it. Not too much. I'm only on a 1mm thick piece of brass in there. Datum still set. Get somewhere near again. Come down onto the parallel, set a 0. There's touching the parallel. And I want to set stop at 1mm. So where am I now? I'm 1.5, so I'm up. Shouldn't really be touching. Okay. Oh. Another 0.0. There we go. That's it. Should have gone for 1mm from the start, shouldn't I? But it just, till you see it, you don't know what it's going to look like. Right, back and come out of there. So, there is my choke. It's going to sit down in the cylinder. When it's this way round, air can pass. When you turn it 90 degrees, air can't pass. I may put a hole through the middle of that flat. I'm very tempted to do that. Put it back up. Put a hole through the middle of that flat. Maybe a 1mm hole. Maybe smaller. Just so that when it is completely shut off, it's not completely shut off. You know, there is an air path. Yeah, or it would just literally, if you shut that off and fired it over, it would just suck, and the throttle was wide open, it would suck the entire, without leaks, the entire volume of the cylinder. You know, the CC, it would suck 12 C, you know, if it's sealed right off, I know it won't, but if it's sealed right off, and you had no air gap there at all, basically, as the piston went down on the inlet stroke, and the inlet valve was open, it would be trying to suck, it would cause that much vacuum that it would try and suck the entire volume of the cylinder into the system. So hence why we don't want that choke to be ever sealed completely off. So I do want to put a hole in it. So what I should have done was left it in there, slipped the parallel out, put it in there while I was at it. I've still got the datum for the centre that way. I'll put it back in, eyeball it, drill a hole for it. So 1mm drill, gently, I spotted it with a tiny centre drill at first, and that's only 1mm thick, so not much of a hole. 1mm drill, drilled through 1mm thick brass. Put that drill away because that will disappear. That'll be sucked up with a vacuum when I clean up. So that is the choke. milling done on the choke bracket. Gonna need a bit of a deburr round now, run it round with the oil stone probably, just to take off any small burrs that might have been raised. Then I need to turn the head down to leave maybe 1.5 mil shoulder. I'm going to turn it down to probably 5 mil to leave a 1.5 mil shoulder on it, which is where the hold down clamp is going to sit on. So yeah. So turning these heads down now to 5 mil diameter and leaving a 1.5 mil thick shoulder at the 8 mil. So I've got a camera in one hand, I've got a stop set on the carriage. I know where I am on my DRO because I've done the choke lever already. No, the throttle. That runs to the stop. So I'll have equal thickness heads on both. So the shoulder between the 6 and the 8 is back hard against the chuck on both. So I've just set the stop on the first one, set it at 1.5 mil. So 0.8 aside to come off this, yeah. Because the throttle and the choke are so close together, I think they're only 11 mil apart. I would get a bit of a lever clash, so the choke lever and the throttle lever would clash against each other and not allow operation. So what I'm going to do is fit the choke lever as we described earlier on the side of this choke by tapping I've already tapped the hole, but by making a little bar, little choke lever that bolts on here. And then for the throttle, it's going to be mounted with an M3 screw on the top of the other one, so that the two don't clash. It's an afterthought. I'm shaking a bit here. I'm trying to keep still, guys. Camera in one hand. I've got my palm of my hand balanced against the my tool post clamp bar. But yabbering along while I'm doing it. Right, there's going to be one more cut after this. That's it. Okay, so I'll just chamfer the shoulder now, just put a brake edge on it and the top edge, and we're done. Well, there's the carb just roughly located in place. It doesn't look out of proportion. Thought it might. Yeah, there's some more champers. I mean, I can have some big champers on the top edges and what have you yet. Obviously, I would like to maybe trumpet shape this inlet. I think that might look better. Mount it up in the forge, I'll do that. And then obviously bell out the inlet side as well. So yeah, it's all good fun. But I think as a plan, well, this might end up, this whole carb being Mark 1. Who knows? I might have to make another one. I might have messed it up altogether. But I think we're on the right track. We're not far off the sort of recommended dimensions. Will it work is going to be the question, but we'll find out. So I'm going to make the little plate now, or keep plate, that's going to hold the two, we'll call them valves, down into the carb. So it's basically going to be a piece of Delrin. I got a piece of Delrin bar here, the same profile as the outside. It's going to have two pockets in it, two holes in it for the valve stems to come through, two holes at the right centres and two pockets on the underside, and then a screw hole in the middle which will just clamp it down with a little M3 screw. It's not going to be very thick, maybe 1.5, maybe 3 mil thick when it's finished. Yeah, so I'm going to knock that up and then take you along with the journey, basically. So step one, hacksaw out of that bar a block that's big enough to cover that face. Obviously it's way too thick and what have you. I just sawed off a chunk. So we'll block it up now first of all. In fact, I think I'm going to clean the bed of the mill down because I've got so much stuff on it at the moment. So I've blocked up the piece of Delrin, and it is size for size, exactly the same size and shape as the that face. Okay, even put the chamfers on. So it's way over thickness at the moment, but what I want to do is put the clearance details in the underside of it now, to take this. Now I have got the dimensions. I've just clocked up the vice jaws. I've just picked up the end, and basically I know my dimensions are 4, 9.5 and 15. So I'm going to use the spotting drill. I just need to go to 4mm here. That's the first one. And then 9.5. I'm having to reach around the camera, sorry guys. So I did write down the dimensions and the hole centres, everything like that. That's just a little dinkus, that'll do. That's going to be a 3.2 drill. And then the final one is going to be on a dimension of 15mm. Okay. Right, that's that. Spotted 4mm spotting drill. Right, so I have a 5.1 drill. I might have to take my head up a bit. Come down a touch, that will be fine. I think I might hit the parallels there. Let's just pop those parallels out. My vise is nice and tight. Let's just leave the parallel in that end just as a bit of support. So I'm going to put this hole through, right through 5.1. Probably go faster than that. That will allow the 5mm shaft to pass through. Okay. And the same on the other one, which is on that datum of 4. Come back to 4. Okay. There we are. So let's have that. We call it swarf. I don't know. Have those cuttings out of the way. So clearance on a 3mm bolt. I'm just going to put a 3.1 hole in. Back to the 9.5 bit. And that's where the clamp bolt's going to pass through. Okay. Did I come out the bottom? I can't see. I think I might have run out of distance. One way to tell. No, I'm hitting the stop. Okay, yeah, I am through. So, right, so I suppose a quick check to make sure that the 5 will pass through. That one will, that one will. Should do is 0.1 clear. Okay. Yeah, plenty of room. Okay. So now what I need is a rebate. Let's get the other one, it's easier to see. What I need is a rebate in here so that that brass will sit flush or slightly below surface, maybe 0.1 below on there. So I think I'm going to have to use a milling cutter for that. And the diameter I'm looking at, if I remember rightly, is going to be 8mm. Let's just check. Yeah, 8mm. So change over to an 8mm milling cutter, go back to datums again, touch on surface and down in. I'm going to go, let me just check my flange thickness. Actually measuring 1.76. What's that one measuring? 1.73. Okay, maybe I'll go 1.8 deep then. Okay, yeah, that's not to worry. So yeah, I'll do that and then spot face them down 1.8 deep both ends, and we should be there. In fact, I think what I'll do is just slip a parallel back under there. Slip them both back under there. We don't want to go pushing the block down. Okay. Right, so that'll be the next step. Right, now cutter, just got a touch off there. Just plunge down 1.8. That's it. Back out again. Right, move across to the 15 mil. And same again. Let's just clear that swarf. Looks okay. Okay. Right. That should be that. So, in theory, that should now not fit in there because that cutter wasn't big enough in diameter. Yeah, it's a bit snug. Okay, let's just... It's just a bit snug. You know, I'm tempted to put them in the lathe and just take a scratch pass off that shoulder and leave them like they are. You know, they just about go in there. Yeah, you know what, I think that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to take a scratch off these two, off that shoulder, until they just fit in that hole. So I think I'll take the block out of here now, take it over to the lathe. I'll put these back up in the 3-jaw and just do a little run across the top of them. Any reason why I can't do it? No, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so that's done. Literally, it was a scratch pass off the OD of these two, and they're now sitting into depth, or just, you know, it is below surface, but it's marginal amount. Okay, so theoretically that will then get it the right way round, Aid. It does. That captivates them in there. So now I need to remove the material off the top side of this block, down to a thickness of, where's my rule, I'll put it away. I'll put it somewhere. No, it's on the bench top down here. So down to a thickness of, I'm going to say, about 2.75 mil. That'll give me a 30-thou wall thickness sat on top of there. So 2.75 mil. So with the face I've just done, might need to just deburr that, but with that face down in the vise, I'm going to have to change parallels. I need to thin this down to 2.75 mil. So that's the plate in position. M3 screw in the middle. So I've just put an M3 bolt in. So choke, open, closed, and then on the other side, I'm not sure how well this is going to show. Throttle closed, throttle fully open, half open, that sort of malarkey. Just put the screw in the top. So I'm going to turn up a lever, just a short pin, something very similar to what that is, but obviously with a shoulder on it, so something 4 mil with a 3 mil thread on the end probably. Maybe a little ball end on it. That's going to be a hand operated choke, so obviously I know when it's in line, choke off, on. When it's at 90 degrees, choke off. And then a little throttle lever on here. It's going to be quite short with a dog leg in it, and then we'll have something that'll push it sort of back and forth through an arc with a swivel pin. So yeah, it's coming now. So jets to do in the bottom, fuel inlet pipe and the needle valve. It's looking the part. So it's coming together now, only a small bits and pieces left to do. So yeah, that's probably going to be in the next video now. So I do hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching, everyone, and for all your support. Cheers now.